How's everybody doing today? I'd like to first thank you for spending your time with me, and today we are looking at menu 19, beef patty jalapeno pepper jack. This is out of a 2022 case. I believe this is case B. So let's get into this guy. This is a pretty decent menu, and I'm excited to share it with you guys today. All right, there's our menu bag. This is an AmeriQual, so it is double bagged. Sapaco and Warnick do not double bag. But after 2026, after the stock runs out, they will all be coming the new style, which is this type of bag with this type of heavy polyvinyl bag in the front showing the menu, the company who manufactured it, and the menu title. So let's get into this guy. We have our menu card. This is beef patty grilled jalapeno pepper jack flavor, caramel color added. This is a 140 calorie main. It has 2 grams of carbohydrate, 14 grams of protein. We also have a supplemental information for the au gratin potatoes, which is 5 ounces. The beef patty is 2.6 ounces or 74 grams. 210 calories on the potatoes au gratin. We have 24 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein. And there are the potatoes au gratin. We have a oatmeal chocolate chunk cookie, 2 ounces or 57 grams, 290 calories, 36 grams of carbs, 3 grams of protein. We have peanut butter once again. Oh boy. 1 ounce, 28 grams, 160 calories, 6 grams of carbohydrates, 7 grams of protein. You'd think I would know all that by heart since we have not probably seen a cheese yet in this case. That's looking up. We have a really good accessory packet. We'll get into that shortly. We have barbecue sauce, 1 ounce, 28 grams, 35 calories, 9 grams of carbs, and looks like 0 grams of protein. Where is it? I can't see it. Yep, 0 grams of protein. We have tortillas, plain, 2.29 ounces or 65 grams, 220 calories. We have 40 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein. All right, M&M's, peanuts. 250 calories. This is a 49.3 gram package or 1.74 ounces. 250 calories, 29 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein. Then we have, again, another barbecue sauce. What is this? They wanted to have extra barbecue sauce. So now we see 2 barbecue sauces as one was not enough. We have our MRE spoon. We have a beverage base orange, 3.2 grams. Sugar-free, add 20 ounces of bottled water, shake vigorously, 5 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 0 grams of protein. We have our flameless ration heater, and because we have coffee, we have our hot beverage bag. Let's get into our accessory pack. We have tissues or toilet paper. We have our 0-calorie sweetener, followed by our Enjoy brand sugar. We have our chewing gum, which is cinnamon because we know of the red packaging. We have a Bill's Brew. These are becoming very rare. Only half the menus between case A and B now come with coffee. So enjoy these because they will be gone soon. We have our non-dairy creamer, 4 grams, 20 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 0 grams of protein, our moist towelette, small, and a small packet of iodized salt. That is our entire menu. I'm going to plate this up and we're going to start diving into it, so stand by. Okay, we are back. Everything looks plated up. And yeah, let's start assembling our meal. One thing I noticed as I was plating this up, we didn't get any matches. We got two barbecue sauces, but we didn't get any matches in our accessory pack. That's weird. These things happen, but either way. Now I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to add an extra supplemental FRH, and we're going to heat everything in a heater pouch. Oh my goodness, this thing just doesn't want to cut open. There we go. Move this stuff up. Okay, we got our first heater pad ready. We got our second FRH ready. I was going to combine both pads in one bag, but since we have 2 sides, we're going to do one like this. Oh, look at this. And this one's split. Holy cow, look at that. Okay, well, glad I didn't put water in that and find that out at the last moment. So I guess we are going to combine them in one. So we're going to put one heater like that. I really hate trying to put 2 sides in one bag because they always crowd each other and they don't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these both on the outside. So I'm going to put one heater element on this side. I'm going to put one heater element on this side, because when you shove it in the middle and then you add your water most likely will not make it to the middle. And without the water, there's no magic. So let's shove this down there because we want to make sure our FRH pad is centered up with our meal. And this is already a tight squeeze, but I think we're going to make it. There we go. Alright, and we're going to spike it with salt. Now, my last video, when I used this horrendous looking heater bag, which is basically, this was like a little project. I had some, I believe this is 1/2 inch foam, pretty dense foam, 1/2 inch. I coated it with duct tape, folded it over, and then wrapped it around, and then just made a little pocket. And you would be surprised. Initially, I made this little flap because I was going to put a strip of Velcro so you can actually close it. But it's actually really isn't necessary. You would be surprised how hot these meals can actually get when you actually insulate them. Now, you could insulate them with a sweatshirt, a towel, an oven mitt, slide the meal right in the oven mitt. I've seen comments about putting the meal in the bag itself, but these really don't conduct the thermal energy. It's good in the field if you have nothing and you want to keep that heat contained, but you really need to capture that heat and reflect it back, and you will be surprised how hot your meal can get. And we're going to actually measure the temperature. So let's get this going. I'm actually going to slide this in here. Now remember, we have a heater pad on this side, a heater pad on this side. So now we have room to put extra components in here to warm them up. So let's do this. And we're going to put a little extra water because we do have 2 heating elements in there. And let's just make sure both of these get wet. One side. Make sure the other side gets wet. Yeah. Then massage it back over. Yep. I could already feel that puppy getting hot. And we're going to flip these over from time to time just to make sure. And we're going to stick our tortillas in there. What else can we stick in there? Why not our barbecue sauce? All right. Ooh, that is taking off. All right, we're just going to place that right there like that. And look at that. That is taking off nicely. Now, we should prop this up because I don't want that water leaking out. You know what else I wanted to put in there? My coffee. We were going to do everything in this bag today. So let's do it. We got our Bill's Brew. We got our sugar. And we have our non-dairy creamer. Just like they intended us to have this meal, that's exactly how we're going to have it. Little experiment. Now I'm going to just hit 8 ounces. I'm not going to overfill this bag. I'm going to seal it up. I'm going to work this air out of this pouch. There we go. All right. There's our coffee. And listen, you guys do it the way you want to do it. It's all about having fun, experimenting. That's what I'm doing. I'm experimenting here. That pad on the back is not getting cold. The pad on the front is freaking toasty and hot as a mofo. But whatever. Let's see how this, maybe it's just a delayed reaction. There we go. See, we got everything in there. Now we're just gonna sit that down and let that cook. I've tried heating them in these cardboard sleeves and or putting them inside the bags, and it does make a slight difference, but I don't know. I think we could do better. So that's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to leave our peanut butter. We definitely want to warm that up. And we still have room for our barbecue sauce, so we're going to jam it all in there. We got our coffee ready. Let's do our beverage base. This is going to be orange. These are pretty good. I like these newer type pouches. let's get our teepee out. All right, let's see our chocolate chip cookie chunk. This is a oatmeal chocolate chunk cookie. And that is a pretty beefy cookie, if I do say so myself. We have peanut M&Ms. A couple of cracked ones, but they look pretty good. And we have a pretty good ratio here between the brown, blue, yellow, orange, and the green. The green seems a little underrepresented. Let's try to drink. Wow, that is pretty sweet. All right, we're going to give that about 10 to 15 minutes, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back. It's been roughly about 18 minutes, and let's get into our pouch here and see what we got. We got our barbecue sauce. We have our tortillas, and they are nice and warm. Look at that. $101, not bad. Our coffee bag, like always, leaked, but that's to be expected. Look at that, making a mess already. And it is warm, so I guess we can't complain, right? Let's see how warm. 110 degrees, not bad. And that sounds like that's taken off again. You hear that? Sometimes those ration heaters take a minute to pop off. But, yeah, listen to it go now. Now it sounds like it's going all over again. Either way, we're going to pull it. I'm going to put it right on the side. Let me wipe this thing out. We have our barbecue sauce. Our other barbecue sauce. Let me get in here and wipe this thing out so it doesn't get all sticky. Alright, and we'll put that right over to the side. Yep, it sounds like it's getting a second wind. And let's just see, I'm curious, let's see how hot this thing's gotten. Wow. 201 degrees. Actually 200.1. Not bad. Alright, let's get these puppies out of the bag. Wipe off all our coffee drippings. Wow, this thing is really hot. Alright, so I'm gonna have to just... Alright, that is our Jalapeño Pepper Jack. Wow, and that is tough to open. Holy cow, this packaging is absolutely thick. Heavy aluminum and plastic. Alright, and we're going to just pour that whole thing out. And let's take another temperature. 114 degrees, not bad. Our potatoes a la gratin, and they are toasty. So They don't look bad at all. That extra heat really seems like it helped them get that cheese melted. All right, that's looking pretty good. We got our peanut butter, which is nice and liquidy from warming up, and we got our 2 packets of barbecue sauce. We're going to put our peanut butter right on our cookie. If you have not warmed up your peanut butter, I definitely suggest it. It really helps all the flavors marry up, reincorporate, wake up, and it really sets up nicely after it melts. There we go. All right, I usually like cutting this up. Making it a bunch of little chunks. Actually, what I usually do is I cut it right down the middle. And I put one on each tortilla. And normally this menu comes with cheese. Oh yeah, that's waking up the flavors right there. Get rid of this guy. We do not eat him. All right. Look how nice. And these, I know you can't see on the camera, but these are so warm and fluffy. We're going to put one just like that. Put this guy on the side. Put one guy like that. Put these in there too. All right. And we're going to just put these in there too. Why not? The menu's kind of weird. I don't know. They give you potatoes, but then barbecue sauce, and I don't know. We're just going to work with what we have and make the best of it. Because in the field, that's what you're going to do. You're going to actually just eat this stuff. Even if you're probably not going to have time to warm this up in the field if you're serving, which so many of the service members actually say they never had time to warm these up. They ate everything cold. All right, not bad. I don't want to plop this over there, so I'm just going to put this guy over here like that. All right, barbecue sauce. I don't know what we're going to put this on, but let's give it a try. Just so we're not wasting components. There we go. A little bit on that guy. A little bit on that guy. It's a very, very vinegary base barbecue sauce. You can smell it as soon as you crack open that bag. All right, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this extra one. I don't need that much barbecue sauce. All right, and that is our menu. Doesn't look too bad, doesn't it? Let's try our coffee. Typical Bill's Brew. Pretty good. I mean, it's not top shelf, but it's coffee, and I appreciate it. Let's get into one of these right now before they start getting cold. I don't know how I put a little too much, so it's going to be hard to wrap this, but let's dive into it. I like that patty, grilled jalapeno patty. That's good. And it really goes nicely well with the potatoes and the cheese and that barbecue sauce on it. It isn't that bad. It really isn't. It kind of gives a little extra flavor. This thing's going to be messy. I'm telling you right now, so let me get into this guy before I lose control of it. That's actually not bad at all with the potatoes and the barbecue sauce. Tortillas are nice and warm. They're pretty tasty for MRE tortillas. They don't taste floury or off-putting. Definitely a good component. Let's see if we can mop up some of this cheese sauce onto this guy here. All right, I'm making a mess here. Everything's falling out the back while I'm eating it into my lap. So we're going to need a little aid here with our spoon. That went down pretty easy. I must say that was pretty good. For it being thrown together, kind of mismatched components, that was actually pretty tasty. The beef patty, you could definitely tell it's heavily processed, but it's kind of unique because it does have a pretty good heat level, and you could definitely tell there's some things mixed in with that beef patty that really give it some good texture. So let's look at the ingredients right now. We got beef, textured vegetable protein, okay, so we got concentrate caramel color, we have bell peppers, seasoning, cheese blend, MRE Jack, cheddar, blue cheese. Wasn't aware of that. Blue cheese, look at that, fancy. Cheese culture, whey, buttermilk solids, maltodextrin. We always gotta have maltodextrin, right? And then there is just a huge list of stabilizers, oils, gums. We got some beef stock, less than 2% of jalapeno peppers, salt, extract of chili peppers with canola oil, and spices. So yeah, that was pretty filling inhaling that. All right, let's get this guy down before we make a bigger mess. Try to roll that up a little bit. Surprisingly, that goes really well together with the potatoes. The tortilla, the patty, with a little bit of barbecue sauce. With the potatoes in there, that's quite filling. The potatoes have a good taste. They don't taste too overly processed. They have a good chew to them, good potato flavor. You don't really taste any kind of chemicals from the potatoes. The cheese is a little cheap, but, you know, it's cheese, so you can't get too fresh of a product in there, otherwise it's just not going to be shelf stable. But it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, well, that was quite filling, inhaling those two. The orange drink does have a pretty good flavor to it. I do have some sediment that did not mix, so we're going to give that a little mixing. All right, and this coffee definitely hit the spot. Let's look at our M&Ms with peanuts. Okay, there's nothing out of the ordinary here. I mean, they're a couple cracked, but that could be just from rough handling. They taste good. Peanuts doesn't have any kind of weird aftertaste. The chocolate taste is pleasant, and the candy shell gives a nice crunch. Those dyes do give a little off taste, but you gotta have the color, you know, it's visually appealing. The orange drink, I kind of like this. It's really pleasant. I mean, it's fake orange, so there's going to be some aftertaste. Look how that peanut butter set up nicely. If you melt the peanut butter, it comes out like liquid, but then it sets up nicely, and in my opinion, I think it's a little creamier. All right, chunk oatmeal cookie. Good oatmeal flavor. The cookie is a little unwieldy. I mean, it's really a massive cookie. It's kind of airy. You know, it's big, but it's a little airy, and The peanut butter on top of that really goes well. The best I can describe it, it's like a really, really big Toll House oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. Got the same kind of texture, big chunks of chocolate in it. But that peanut butter on top really brings out the flavor of the oatmeal and the chocolate. There's some thick globs on the center of this, so I'm just trying to spread it out so it's just a little more uniform when you take a bite. All right, let's take a bite now. That's a big cookie. All right, well, if you made it this far, let's recap. We had our beef jalapeno pepper jack patty. It was pretty good. A little more processed than I like, but it's a nice variety in the menu lineup. The potatoes a la gratin was a nice touch. Kind of really didn't flow nicely with the tortillas, but we made it work. The barbecue sauce, I don't know why we got 2 packets. I'm wondering if one packet was supposed to be a barbecue sauce and one packet was supposed to be a jelly to complement the peanut butter. But then we don't have a bread product, so what we were supposed to do, we were supposed to make a tortilla peanut butter jelly sandwich. So I'm not really sure where they're going with this in this menu, but we made it work. The M&Ms are a nice touch. Anytime you see a commercial candy in an MRE, it really is a nice touch. We've seen the cinnamon chewing gum. They're pretty decent. I'm not going to eat this right now because I still want to finish these 2 products with my drink. And yeah, we have a leftover barbecue sauce, which I'll just put into my box of surprises. And when we need it for another menu, we'll have it. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you thought about this menu. Let me know what you thought about this contraption. I kind of like it because it really, really brings up the temperature of the MREs. And I would say more so than just putting them in the cardboard sleeve and or putting them inside the bag. So build one, test it. I think you'll be surprised. That's about it. And we are moving right along because our next menu in the series MRE for Newbies is going to be menu 20. Italian sausages with peppers and onions in a marinara sauce. This is absolutely a fantastic menu. I like the Italian sausages with the peppers and onions and the marinara sauce. It is a hearty meal. I can't think off the top of my head what other items were in this to give you kind of like a preview, but I'm sure once I pop it open, we will see and it will refresh my memory. So stay tuned for this menu, menu number 20. I think everyone's going to like this menu. Thanks again for all my viewers. Like, subscribe, comment. If you like this comment and you want to support the channel, I have a membership. I don't have different tiers. I believe it's like $150 for a membership. For the price of a cup of coffee, you could get early access to these videos and support the channel. So if you think it's something worthy, hook me up, help me out. I'll be doing more giveaways because I really do want to show my appreciation to the members by giving back. After all, the subscribers are what made this channel. The viewers are what made this channel. You guys and gals that watch these videos and support this channel is what making it popular. So thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.